May not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Miami with the ball. So on the floor for Washington. Baldwin out there with Gill. Then there's Jordan Poole. Then it's Butler. And it's Vucevic in at the 5.
You know, D-Wade has always been a playmaker. Passing is a part of what makes him special.
We've seen players criticized for skipping their media obligations after tough losses, Greg. How egregious is that in your opinion?
Well, you know, they say the true test of character is how you respond to when things aren't going your way. So, for me, it's important to be accountable in those tough moments.
Now Butler. Bosh, that's for 2. Again, the Heat, good for 2.
He needs to be more proactive on offense and shoot it more. He's making most of his shots, so he's got to demand the ball more.
Knocked loose. It's 2-on-1. Here's the great one. Boom, he jams it straight down.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
Hero against Butler. Here's Vucevic. The kick out to Poole. 5 on the clock. And the wing jumper offline.
Ooh, the defense gets away with a late rotation. That's a shot he normally makes.
Here's the great one. And he drives. Oh, my goodness.
Did you see
what a play.
Unbelievable.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. And great camera work showing up on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Poole against Wade. Now, here's Poole. He's tightly guarded. And here we go. Wade heading to the hoop. Outside, Hero. And the Heat, another 3.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
You know what? They talked about this at halftime, and they're doing a better job of creating space.
Wade kicks to Bosh. Beyond the arc. And the Heat, another 3.
And now they're turning this game into a drag race, spraying out for easy, fast break baskets.
Butler against Hero. Pass to Gill. Hero against Butler. There's the drive. And Butler sends it back. Bosh passes to the great one. Back to Bosh. And Chris Bosh with the slam.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
Well, they're passing to Poole. They need this one. Bosch grabs the miss. The Heat have gone 7 of 7 from the field to start the final quarter. What an amazing start. Three-pointer, Wade, and the Heat, another three.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
Interesting approach coming down the stretch, looking to rack up points in chunks.
Here's a look at what's coming up for Washington. On Tuesday, they'll go up against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Then on Thursday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Houston Rockets.
And Kevin, things could get ugly for this team during this road stretch. They just haven't had the same focus nor execution that we've seen from them when they're at home.
Wade passes to Butler. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dwayne Wade. 9 points for Jimmy Butler.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
And so Poole will bring it up for the Wizards. Pass to Vukcevic. Back to Poole. From past the arc. And again, Washington, no good. Miami's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Three-pointer, Wade. And again, Miami with the triple.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Yeah, the defense has allowed him to get into a rhythm from there, and he's been relentless.
And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here.
And watch how Hero uses a burst of speed to get ahead of the shot, managing to swat that one away.
Landry Shamet's checked in for Jordan Poole. Heat on D. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Here's Butler. And another miss by Washington. Miami's gotten in the groove from three-point range. They are 4 for 4 since the third quarter ended. Back to Hero. Takes a three. Sinks the triple. Hero's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for the Heat.
Coming into his own from distance, Hero is money.
Got a piece of it. Now, here's Shamet. Here's Bosch. And Chris Bosch with the slam.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
He's not going to mess that one up. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Butler against Hero. Just 5 on the clock. And here we go. Here's the great one. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. The great one's got 23 points.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
They've been looking out of sorts in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance.
Pass to Vukcevic. Bosch with some nice D.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Butler's gotten everything to go for him. 5 attempts, 5 makes. Hero against Butler. The pass to Baldwin. Fires for 3. And again, Washington no good. And so here is Miami. Wade left side. And it's Wade with the jam.
Vintage D Wade powering his way to the rack.
Washington has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Shamet on the wing. Wade is covering. Hero passes to the great one. Takes it inside. And a strong finish with two hands.
Continues to develop as a playmaker. It's nice to see Tyler Hero create for others.
Butler with the ball. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Lets it go from 14. Again, the Heat good for two.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
Three-pointer, Wade, and again, Miami with the triple.
Having a monster night from beyond the arc. He had 2 bombs in the first half, now 3 more since.
And here is Butler. Pass to Vucevic. The 11-footer, Jimmy Butler comes up with the rebound. Butler's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. The great one, and the Heat, another 3.
Man, that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Expanding upon this lead, trying to close it out. He's really stepped up.
Here's Butler. Got a hand on it. They retain possession. Here's Gill. And another miss by Washington. And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for Miami. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
In such an all-around threat, Wade does far more than score. He also facilitates the offense and gets his teammates involved.
They need to stop this run.
You know what, Kev? I think it's time to switch some things up, either by going to your bench or with a different look defensively to disrupt their rhythm.
And it's denied. Here's the great one. To the middle. Kicks it out to Hero. Here's the great one. He clangs that one off the back iron and down it falls. The great one's got 30.
I like what he's doing here. Terrific efficiency scoring the basketball.
Shamet on the wing. Wade is covering.
You need guys who are willing to make the next pass. Shamet doesn't rack up a lot of assists, but he's unselfish.
There's Hero with the 3. Hits it from three-point range.
He is in a zone right now. Every 3 he puts up seems to be going down.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And it's blocked. And they get it back. Pass to Gill. Three-pointer. And it's the great one with the rebound.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion. And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Heat.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And the one thing that stood out about these guys all season long, their resiliency to come out and play hard and win games. We've watched some epic battles that they've played, and tonight will mark their 64th win in the year. Something else.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for the great one.
He really played at his preferred pace, never let adjustments by the defense speed him up. or slow him down.